Okay. We are going to go through the technology radar today. And I'm realizing this being underneath my head is not the greatest, but we will make do. Okay. Or can I move this? No. Okay, fine. So the first is, this is horrible, this like. Okay. So we are under techniques, data product thinking. Organizations actively adopt data product thinking. This sounds horrible. As a standard practice for managing data assets, this approach treats data as a product. Fine. That's fine. This is like, I don't like the idea of saying treat data as a product. You're always doing that. I don't know. This feels very obvious to me. For it to be the top lip is kind of crazy. Fuzz testing, and I mean that like I should be more clear. Data is the thing that you're like. Why is Facebook successful? Right? It has images of you. It has all of your data. This is like such an obvious thing that if anyone needs like reminding of this, you're brand new, I guess, to this industry. Fuzz testing technique, lesser known techniques. Schools find software systems with all kind of valid input and observe the behavior. This is edge cases, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's because we're in a new world and people don't understand how to build software. Bill of materials. It's interesting how much they use tools to back up. Like, just because tools exist. SBOM generation from source code to container. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So I wonder, does it let you go to SIFT? Okay. Like, bill of materials is not something I can understand intuitively. You're going to give me a list of all the assets that are involved. Yeah, that's fine. Interesting. I don't think people will do it that much. Threat modeling, yeah, this is selling things. API request collection as API product artifact. God, everything as a product, eh? Why do people do this? Everything as a product. Like, does that make it more important inherently by calling it a product? I don't know what that does practically. The people that care about it will still care about it. The people that won't don't think by putting as a product in front of it will make it better. Development experience not only by putting sensible and standard design. Okay. That's human slop. Architecture advice process. One of the persistent challenges in large software teams is different architectural decisions that shape the evolution of software systems. This is just recommending the state of DevOps report. Architecture review boards is counterproductive. Okay. Oh, the advice process. Okay, so these are like requests for proposals, things like that. Yeah, fine. GraphRag, chunking doc. Yeah, I mean, okay. So here's one where I think with AI, like we're just gonna say stuff, but like, okay. So you see this thing called Seven. It's called GraphRag, right? You might know what RAG is, right? You'll have to click this link, which goes here, and you read about it. But I think you go to this article and you read about RAG to private data sets. So this is just returning it. This chunks the data. I mean, I think you need to provide an example of where RAG, let's say, doesn't work well, and then where GraphRag does. Because if you read this description, right, maybe there was a great discussion about this in the meeting where these things were discussed. But if you read this, like chunking documents, why? You know, if you're not in the market of building machine learning models, you may not understand this. And then we've observed benefits, understand legacy code bases, where we use structural, abstract syntax trees to build a knowledge graph, GraphRag. Okay, so this is interesting, but I wonder if you should have like supplemental. There's something about backing this up that I feel like would be really powerful, especially for a company like ThoughtWorks, is to say, okay, we've got this thing called GraphRag, right? Every project we do, there should be a, let's say, technology radar, and we'll select from the project technology radar like certain items that make sense. And here, I think GraphRag could be used in like, let's say 8 projects, and you could click into it maybe, and you could see it. But I think like fundamentally, when you're saying something like, we've observed similar benefits when using Gen AI to understand, okay, maybe this is, no, this is just going to a blip. This would be like an experience report that you should write up. And maybe you could broadcast that as like the radar is a forward-reaching artifact that then asks for people to write about them, or write about the specific blip. But I think that's needed here. What is going on with this? Oh, I have to go to this every time I want to hear new music. We also see... Okay. I don't know. I feel like search has solved a lot of these problems. I think whenever you use AI for something, you should base it not on AI, but on the standard like response, which would be search. And then summarization of that search, right? Because that's effectively what it's doing. So it's a 2-step process, but I think like agents using MCP could do this by using just a search tool. I think we're like off the rails here. Okay, just-in-time privilege access management. Whatever, some security person has taken over at this place. Yeah, great. That does not, this is like, let's make ticketing systems. That's so interesting. Model distillation. This I hate. I don't know. Look, I need to read this. Scaling laws, the principle that larger models, data sets, and compute lead to more powerful AI systems, right? However, consumer hardware and edge lock, this is a horrible idea, right? So we know the world is going to having larger models in every way, right? Whatever, compute, memory, etc. Model distillation is like a savings hack, right? We're gonna do this thing for a period of time, but it's like people get, oh, that's a bad idea. Prompt engineering refers to the process of designing and refining prompts for generative AI models to produce high quality. Yeah, that's fine. Why is this 10? I feel like you definitely want to do this, and it will only get better. This is crazy. I feel like what they're saying here is when you provide a prompt, you're kind of moving the needle in the haystack, and you're saying, like, here's where I want to be. And this just requires less movement to get to the right spot in the haystack. And I think it's missing the other parts of what prompts are. Prompts are also like, it's not just reducing hallucinations. Yeah, improving output quality, right? Maybe arguably the most important thing. That's crazy to me. The recent announcement, it's not that these are small language models. I still would use the 671 if I could, right? I don't know when I would want to use something that's less than the best if I could use the best. GenAI, I'd understand that fine. Huh. I think having this book demo is the most insane thing in this day and age. Like, I guess it does make sense in terms of like business, but like, why can't, what is this search public code? So the CEO co-founder is connected to the tooltip. And the tooltip is connected to the use extension API, which is also connected to the CTO. Interesting. This is a nightmare tool, by the way. Like, I have to go to it and then it plays the next song. Okay, so what is this giving me? This is giving me GitHub search, where I can see like its use. And it has this is like GitHub. GitHub has all of this, right? What's different about this? This is something that like developers have seen a million times, and people who aren't developers see it and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe all this information we can get. And then they like buy it. Whatever. AI-friendly code design, supervised engineering agents are capable of identifying necessary updates. Yeah, fine. AI-powered UI testing, yes. Competence envelope is a model for understanding system failures, including the what the socio-technical systems. A key concept is competence envelope, the boundary within which a system can function robustly in the face of failure. When a system is pushed beyond its competence, it becomes brittle and more likely to fail. That's a lot of hand-wavy baloney. Structured output from LLMs. refers to the practice of constraining a language model's response. Yes. Okay. AI accelerated shadow IT. I mean, this is just saying AI. This is really not a great time to be in the technology radar. Complacency. You should, like, even that, hold on complacency. So you shouldn't be complacent, I guess, is fine. That is interesting. That in the last 2 years, what is that? 6% of commits containing a cloned code block. Yeah, that's very interesting. Local coding assistance. Yeah, that's fine. Pairing, yes. Reverse ETL. Many of which this doesn't give an example. See, here's an example of one. Let me read this. We see continued adoption of SAFe scaled agile framework. We also continue to observe that SAFe's over-standardized phase-gated processes create friction that can promote silos, and that its top-down control generates waste in the value stream and discourages engineering talent creativity while limiting autonomy and experimentation in teams. A key reason for adoption is the complexity of making an organization agile, with enterprises hoping that a framework like SAFe offers a simple process-based shortcut to becoming agile. Given the widespread adoption of SAFe, including among our clients, we've trained over 100 ThoughtWorks consultants to better support them. Despite this in-depth knowledge and no lack of trying, we come away thinking that sometimes there's just no simple solution to a complex problem, and we keep recommending leaner, value-driven approaches and governance that work in conjunction with a comprehensive change program. Okay, you're just dogging it without saying anything specific. I guess this sucks, and we'll just use this garbage. Okay, GitLab. You're never gonna get rid of GitHub. Don't know why you're trying. Did they pay you? Trino. Fine, not too concerned. A/B testing, designed for rapid. Not a big fan of A/B. Or I shouldn't say that. I think I just don't care enough about it. Like, people do this all the time, and I think they just do a really bad job of A/B testing. Dapper has evolved considerably since we last featured. Retry policy. What is Dapper? Okay, fine. Grafana Alloy, open telemetry collector. Interesting. Okay. Loki, yeah, okay, so you're literally just saying all the Grafana products are good. Railway. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I've kind of gone somewhere else, but that would be good. AI team assistant. Oh, that's horrible. who's asking this? How do we enable local source mark debugging? You can enable it. This is like allowing product people to say do this and then giving like AI slop. And what is this even? This isn't even, what is that? How do we enable local source mark debugging? You can enable local source mark debugging by invoking the launch ctl setenv source mark ID command from the command line. This will enable source mark engine to focus on a single source mark for debugging. Additionally, you can generate a git command report when performing source marks activity by configuring the source mark provider entry points. And then this code block has nothing to do with any of that. That's insane. This is not for people that write code. What is this? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I would ever use that. Arise Phoenix. Tracing, evaluation. The problem is using like evaluation as if it was an application. There was something else I saw, which is like how to see what an AI is doing. I can't remember who, Claude but and that could have been an April Fool's joke. I don't know when it was released. Open source supply chain security platform, enforce compliance. Okay, cool. DeepSeek, yes. Dino. Fine. I don't know if it matters that much. Graffiti, temporally aware knowledge graphs that capture evolving facts and relationships. Yeah, interesting. I mean, that's at large scales, but similar to Langfuse. Yeah, okay, human loop. Interesting. MCP is 40, eh? Why do they have it as 40? Yeah. That's true. Open Web UI. Oh, right. Okay. Mooncake. Very specific. Reasoning models. Reasoning models? Okay. Durable extension platform. Feature-wise. Okay. Supabase, yeah, interesting. Synthesized, a common challenge in software. Interesting. Oh, they put pricing there. I mean, Faker seems good enough for me. Tonic AI is a growing trend. Platforms de-identified synthetic data. Oh, the same thing. This is an interesting thing, to be able to generate like automated test data, but I don't know the value of that. Turbo Puffer, multi-tenant search engine, vector core, whatever. Renovate. Many are teams. Dependency. Okay, that was fine. I think I read that before. I don't know if it matters too much. UV, Vite. These are like okay, Claude Sonnet. Yes. Klein. Yes, that is interesting. I feel like I need to try that in the future. Cursor. Where are we now? We're in the trial. D2. I need to get back to my code project because I think yeah, that's fine. This is just the blocks. Delta live tables, data pipeline management. What's the difference between this and DBT? I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. Oh, this is interesting. But I don't know if I would ever need to use it. MillSlurp. This would be cool, actually. Is this free? Yeah, I feel like this is a really useful thing. Metabase, analytics and business intelligence tool. I've used this before. What? It was fine. Can't remember. Nemo guardrails. Don't need it. Nix. Semantic release tool. Oh God. Semantic release. Open rewrite.
What is the main tree or
No.
LS?
I don't have enough time for that. Plarion, AWS focused security platform. Okay. Software engineering agents. Sure. Tuple, tool optimized. Oh. Interesting. Okay. That's good. Turbo repo. Yeah, fine. Anything LLM. Chat with whatever. Source library. Perl. Oh, cool. This is a really interesting way to like start with Postman has this, but I think like having a text, that's really cool actually. Jujutsu. No. No. Kuban, no. Marigraph. This has been like a thing for a while now. That's fine. I would never play with it. It would maybe be good, but I'll only need it when I need it, and when I need it, I'm not going to learn a new tool, so it's just never going to fit. The successor to BERT, modern BERT, encoder transformer tools. Fine. Open router. That's fine. Redactive. Interesting. Okay. System initiative. Direction for DevOps work. What does this mean? So this is a UI, which AWS already has. This is like declarative schemas from, I don't even know. I mean, this isn't anything new. This is just a visualization of a way that you would normally write code. I think the declarative aspect of CloudFormation is really cool, and I think this probably augments that quite well. Yeah, this is actually really neat. The little port connections is cool. Okay. Tab PFN, fast and accurate, tabular data sets. What does that mean? No. It's not a product yet. Okay. Okay. Open telemetry, yes. Okay, maybe I need to take a look at this guy. But what is it? Why? So what do you do? Use form. Whoa. What is that? Is that taking the function call? Like the event function? I don't know if I care too much about that. This is a problem I don't have. Like, forms are, this is not a problem. It's interesting, but it's like an over-optimization effect.
Effect is an innovative TypeScript library designed to make it easy to build type-safe, resilient, and scalable applications. And it's now stable and ready for production. Let's start with a quick example. Consider the standard fetch call. This likely exists in almost every TypeScript app. It seems simple enough, but things can quickly get out of control as our requirements evolve. Effect is different. The effect equivalent begins with an out-of-the-box effect-first HTTP client. The benefits start with error handling. Untyped thrown exceptions are an anti-pattern. We want to return the error as a value instead. Effect provides first-class support for type-safe errors, which are included as part of the type signature itself. Next, we want to ensure the structure and types of our data. Effect has its own first-party schema validation library, which easily fits into our pipeline. Notice how the parse error is included alongside the existing.
No. You taking over the validation library is not
HTTP error in the type signature. When errors are tracked on a type level, it becomes easy to handle all errors, specific errors, or let them continue to bubble up to the rest of your program. In this case, we'll handle just the parse error by succeeding with a default empty to do. Again, notice how the unhandled HTTP client error is still present in the type signature. Next, we want to make sure our app can withstand temporary network failures. For this, we'll need to add some retry logic. Effects are just values, which means we can build on them with functions. Currently, this effect, itToDo, makes an HTTP call once, but by passing it to effect.retry, either as a function or in a pipeline, we now get a new effect that makes an HTTP call and repeats on failure up to 3 times. And spacing these out by exponential backoff or any other strategy is just as easy. This composability is everywhere in effect and leads to incredibly powerful APIs. Next, we want to abort requests that hang for longer than 1 second. This is important for keeping our application responsive. Just like
okay, so what are we doing? So getToDo, so this is your service call, I guess. You're saying I'm going to give you a to-do, or I'm going to define the explicit boundary of errors, which I don't like at all, because you don't know what your underlying functions will call, and what you can't know the types of errors you're going to get. So like that on its face is something I do not enjoy. But then here we are schema body JSON effect. How hard is it to get? And you're taking over the client? Like, is that what this is doing too? You have to take over the client? I can't see the imports, but...
Repetition. This is as simple as wrapping our existing effect with a function, a single line of code. Under the hood, Effect's internal structured concurrency runtime provides robust tools to tame complex concurrent code. Finally is observability, crucial to be able to monitor the performance of our application. With Effect, it's again just one line of code. Effect natively supports OpenTelemetry, providing first-class support for tracing and metrics.
You don't need this. That happens automatically in systems like Sentry and Datadog.
Let's take a step back and evaluate what we've just done.
Oh, you didn't add the imports.
Now, consider the non-effect vanilla version of the same
Oh, did you?
functionality. It explodes in size and complexity, not to mention the web of callbacks and try-catch. Effect is TypeScript's missing standard library, providing a rich and extensive set of modules. It begins with a set of powerful core primitives, a functional effect system, type-safe error handling and dependency injection, composable resource management, immutable data structures, a fiber-based structured concurrency model, and first-class observability with OpenTelemetry, all built with zero dependencies. Effect includes important high-level frameworks, a schema validation library with bidirectional transformations, HTTP clients and servers, an innovative CLI framework, and a SQL toolkit, all of which are built on top of platform-independent interfaces with platform-specific implementations.
The bidirectional is interesting. This feels like a utility library, which may be useful. I don't quite know.
This means you can write once and run anywhere with one line of code. And Effect also includes countless smaller but important and useful modules, including but not limited to basic utility functions, pattern matching, streams, scheduling, and more, just to name a few. The comprehensive Effect ecosystem and its tight-knit integration creates compounding benefits as you adopt Effect more and more. Because while Effect is made to write entire applications and scale, it remains fully incrementally adaptable and can interface with non-Effect code. This means you can start to get the benefits of Effect even within your existing application or framework. This is the same within Effect itself. You can pick and choose the pieces of the Effect ecosystem that fit your project. Effect is optimized for tree shaking, so your final bundled application will only bring with what parts it requires.
Yeah, okay. What's the... So this is an interesting project. I think I need to like figure out, so I've got everything in my tools folder, and I think I'm just going to do this again. And I need to like have a tools inbox, because a lot of these require 30 minutes to figure out whether or not they're useful. Okay. And then I need to go through like one a day. Hasra. Don't care. Langgraph. I do care. And then various formats in the markdown. That is interesting. That is a very useful thing to have. Okay, I'm gonna save that. And I probably will want to be using this. Images, eh? Okay. Module federation. Shared modules and dependency deduplication across micro front ends. What do we have here? Hibernation. I want to go to explore. I just want to see all sorts of wild. Oh. What is colored noises? 8D Odyssey. Oh no, I want focus. Ooh, that's weird. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Prisma. I feel like I looked this up. And I definitely don't need this because I'm not using this. But Keasley feels way better. Simplify local machine, whatever. Android browser use. Don't need it. Query I. Complex tasks. This is like N8. Yeah, that's fine. Alicia JS. Just another web framework, eh? Fast graph, right? Whatever. Gleam. Go. Java. Post-quantum cryptography. Post-quantum, eh? Presidio. Pedantic. Tamagui. It's funny that you have to share between the two. Like, why isn't React just... Why doesn't a React component just work? Oh, what is this typeface? If anything, I've gotten a new typeface. Font. Berkeley Mono. Okay. Cascadia code for life. Do I have Cascadia code? Apt. No. There was something I read about how, like, you can't copyright a font. Something like that. I don't know. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Interesting. So someone bought that font. That's a nice font, but I'm not buying it. Is it actually? Interesting. Okay. Okay, users. Okay. 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 Um, so now oh, I need to restart Windsurf. And Windsurf got their little change to oh, nice. Did that work? That looks like it worked. Oh. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so I think I'm good. So we need to continue on with what we were doing before. Views and mode. Okay, and I actually have all four. So I'm looking at something else. You can't see what I'm looking at. And I need to close this. I need to close this. I need to close this. And we continue. Torch tune, authoring, LLMs. Okay. Node overload, yes. That's everything from the radar. And then, what is this? Oh, right. So this is this, which I'm not going to go into, but I think it's a very useful set of tools that I probably will want to go into eventually. An AI spec specifically. So setting boundaries, success, Example, handle user login, issue JWT token, track attempts, boundaries, success, extended format. Very interesting. Okay, anyways, I gotta go because I'm now doing something else. But we'll talk to you later.